Hi everyone, Bikini. I wanted to talk about single motherhood, specifically, really single parenthood, but primarily single motherhood because that's something that I know about firsthand. I've seen firsthand. Um, Specifically in the Black slash African American community in the United States. Um, so what I have come to know is that being a Black single mother is one of the worst things you could possibly be according to society in the United States. It is very, 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 very frowned upon. It's almost it is a stereotype. Although Black women do not lead this country in single unwed mothers. Um, the percentage of single unwed mothers of all races has increased significantly in the past 10 to 20 years. So it's not something that's exclusive to Black women. I don't know where that comes from. I know plenty of like two parent Black homes, but that's something that has been very. People just say that's what we do, Black women. We have kids, and then there's a stigma against the Black man that he don't stick around, take care of his family or whatever. What I will say is that those things are not necessarily true. What I will say is there. What I have noticed in a lot of Black men is there is an inherent fear of taking care of his family and taking care of his children. And when a Black man does that, he when he does take care of his family, take care of his children, a lot of times there's a lot of backlash. Why are you doing that, bro? There are a lot of Black men that are against marriage in general. Um, from what I've seen, they don't believe in it, the institution of marriage. Um, there are a lot of men who don't want children at all, and one of the there's different categories of baby daddies. There's the baby daddies who was just messing around with somebody, and the girl got pregnant, trying to make her get rid of it. She wouldn't get rid of it, so the baby's here now. He's mad at everybody. He don't want to be a part of it. He don't want to deal with it. Maybe he deals with it, and it's just like he just deals with it for like photo day and stuff, so he can say he bought his son a backpack. Okay, there's that dad. And there's the dad who just checks the fuck out and he's just nowhere to be found. Then there's the dad who maybe there was a relationship going on or maybe a marriage and then it broke up and then he continues on as in his role as a father and he does what he's supposed to do. Then there's the man who was married, was engaged, was dating a woman, and he still don't do what he's supposed to do. The relationship ends and he just checks the hell out. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people look at or take consideration of. Is there's a nice group of women and men who were married, legally married, had a whole everything together, or were engaged or whatever, or they had everything together. Supposedly everything looked real peachy on the outside, and then this man or one of the partners, because women do it too. I know some women that have completely checked out and left their children with their children's fathers, and they don't do nothing for the baby at all. Okay, so it's not just men, but primarily speaking about this Russell Wilson and Ciara situation, we're gonna toggle back and forth. So, you know, there seems to be there's a nice number of people who are legally married and have relationships, and one of the parents was like, I don't like doing it. I don't like being a wife. I don't like being a husband. I don't like doing this. I don't like being a parent. And they literally checked out. So there are people who had a ring on their finger, took family photos. Everybody had the same last name, and their family still fell apart, and somebody ended up being a single parent. So the stigma of single parents is real, real, real whack because there are so many people in so many different type situations. I remember watching the episode of Judge Mathis, and this woman was talking about, she was suing somebody for something, and she was just like, I'm not like all these other single mothers out here. He was like, yes, you are. I'm sure you are. He didn't even really give her a chance to speak, and then she was like, no, I'm not. I was married, and my husband died from a brain aneurysm. There's people who are single parents because their spouse died. And they still have to deal with the stigma of like, oh, look at the girl with the baby. Oh, look at the dude that got some kids. And I don't know where his ex-wife or his girlfriend went. and people look at you crazy. So then you already looked at crazy. You know, you already looked at pretty bad. People think that you're, less than, or, you don't know how to pick a decent mate. And maybe you did and you didn't. Who fucking knows, right? Because no one really was there when you were in this relationship with this person. And then, you meet somebody new. And I'm gonna tell y'all, because this is what happened to me. And this is what happens to a lot of people. And this is what's happening to Ciara right now. So with men, a lot of men, when they have children with someone, they feel like, that's their territory. That's my baby mama. That's my son. That's my daughter. Because men are very territorial by nature. And so he kind of feels like he took this chick off the market or whatever. Like, this is how a lot of dudes feel or think. They took this chick off the market, so like, can't nobody really mess with her, right? And that's why a lot of men who have children with women and you'll often hear about the woman that she still messes around with her baby daddy, and she still messes around with her children's fathers, right? Because a lot of times, these women are very, very loyal to the men they have their kids with. A lot of times, women don't want to be seen dating another man that's not their children's father. They want that relationship to work out because even if the guy ain't even all that great, because of the stigma. A lot of women you don't want to be a baby mama. You don't want to be a single mom. You would at least rather be like, well, me and him are together. We live together. We got our own place. We are not married right now. A lot of women would rather that so much because of the shame associated with raising children by yourself. Because it's almost like, damn, why would he? Because it makes other people talk to you in a way that it's like, damn, why didn't he marry you? You'd be surprised the type of things people say to single moms. Like, I have been called so many names. I have been talked to so poorly. I have been told that because I had a child with someone that I should not be dating, and that I'm not eligible for marriage. This was, after 2010, like, recently. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like that is what's going on with Ciara. It's kind of like, okay, you had a baby by this bum dude. You're not cream of the crop no more. You got a baby. You got a baby with this hood dude that got like 4, 5 baby mamas, 3, 4, 5 baby mamas. You not Ciara from back in the day. You CC right now. CC with the baby. And that's how black women are made, and a lot of single mothers are made to feel. And I don't know what happened in Ciara and Future's relationship. I have no idea, but I do know that there's this claim almost that people feel like is on top of your head because you have a baby by somebody else. You have a baby by somebody, so you're not really eligible no more. You're not really cream of the crop no more, right? Well, Ciara's a beautiful woman, and she obviously started back dating, and she's dating for a guy, and people are so riled up. Like, why is she got this man around the child? Why is she doing this? Why not? I mean, where is the child's father? How many? I mean, I don't know how often he visits the baby, how often he sees the baby, but I know that the baby's often with Ciara. And if she and this guy have a functional relationship, and this man is going to be a positive male role model in his life, what's the problem with that? Especially when this child's father already has a track record of having children with women and not staying with them. Ladies, as far as your responsibility, when you meet these men, when they have children, you should definitely investigate and assess and analyze the situation that he has with his children and his children's mothers, their relationship, how often he sees them, things like that. Because, for instance, if for me, my personal thing is, if I meet a man and he has children, first of all, if you have, I have one child with one person. Me personally, I probably wouldn't date somebody who has children with multiple people, because I have to now deal with multiple people when this person does not. I only have one person to deal with, and that's my personal preference. That's me and my personal opinion on what I want to deal with. I don't want to have to deal with 2 and 3 and 4 other women who may have issues with him for various reasons concerning their relationship, concerning their child, their co-parenting relationship as well. So you take that on when you decide you want to be with someone. So when she started dating Future, she took on all of the baby mamas and all of the kids, and no one had anything to say. It was fine. But now that she has a baby with him and she has her own boyfriend, the pitchforks have come out. And I remember when I started dating after I had my son, all the pitchforks were out for my ass. It was like, why is this person around your son? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That ain't his daddy. And his father had a few things to say to me. He had a few little comments that he had to say to me. There are a few things that he did to ruin the dating relationships that I had with people on purpose because he did not want them around his son. And that's what the big thing about Ciara is. Why she got this man around her son, okay? When you remove yourself from a parenting relationship or a relationship with another person that has a child, what you do is you open up the door for another person to come in. Did y'all hear that? You make room for someone else to come in. So, I feel like there's this haughty attitude with men that they feel like we can't do nothing without them. Case in point, I know somebody. I know several people. This is a common situation. Girl dates dude, right? Girl dates dude for a couple months, couple years. Couple years turned into 3, 4, 5. About 5. Let's say girl dates dude for 5 years. They have a relationship. Year 2. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. I want this relationship to go to the next level. Can we at least get engaged? And dude is like, look, nah, you rushing me. I ain't got time for all that. I ain't trying to do all that. Dude ain't really trying to hear it. Dude's not interested in doing that with her or period. Okay? Things that happened in my life and things that I've seen. This is all my opinion. Don't like it, whatever. I would tell the chick, just leave. You know, if you're not interested in what you're interested in, don't even be there. Don't even be present for that. You ain't got time for that. But say girl stays another couple years. And this is also for these men who talk about how a woman's value decreases when she turns 30. Her marriage ability goes down when she's 30 and she should get married in her 20s. This is for dudes who say stuff like that too. So chicks are dating dude when she's 20. And she waits all the way till she's 27. She waits for this dude to get his shit together and decide he wants to make up his mind about marrying her or not, right? And maybe dude is like, maybe around year 3 or 4, he's like, just give me a couple more years and I'm working on something right now. I'm done. Just give me a minute. And so she waits. She waits till year 7. And then she's like, you know what? He not finna do this. I'm tired of waiting around. I got baby fever. I want to get married. I want a family of my own. I want a real commitment with a man or whatever. And so she leaves. She's like, look, I ain't got time for this. I'm leaving. Other guy. She meets someone new. And this guy, they treats her really well, and their courtship, because it's not like a regular relationship where, you know, I just sit on the couch and eat Cheetos. He actually decides he wants to like court her, date her, with the purpose, intention of marrying her, right? That's his intention. And he tells her this or whatever, maybe or maybe not, but that's his intention. He gets engaged. She's excited. She's telling everybody, I'm engaged. Or maybe the chick just goes and elopes to the dude. You know, maybe dude's about that life. They's going to do this, go get married. And then here it comes, the pitchfork. Come out. And they're usually in the form of exes. Sometimes they're in the form of bitter women who've never had a mate, never been married, or just bitter, period. And they do for 7 years. And you're gonna go get married to some dude a year later after we break up? You're gonna go and get married. We was kicking it for like 3 years. I mean, I wasn't your boyfriend or nothing, but I was working on it. You know what I'm saying? And then you just gonna go and just go get married on me? This same mentality is the mentality of these men who are like, how you gonna let another man raise my child? Understand, had you married her, she wouldn't be getting married to anyone else. Had you maintained your family and established your family and been a man and took care of this situation and been a partner to her, a spouse to her, and took responsibility for your family and took care of everything, there is a very high chance, especially when the woman soon thereafter, she forms a partnership with someone else, typically that's what she was seeking, or that's the reason why she left the relationship, is because there wasn't a partnership being offered to her. I just think about my thing is stake your claim. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, back in the old days when you were buying land, you paid your money and you did whatever you need to do, and you put your sign in here that you own this. This is your land. This is something that you take responsibility for. You take care of it. You have ownership over it, and it's under it's your responsibility. And that's the issue with a lot of dudes. They want the glory of being daddy. I'm daddy. That's my son. But you're not being a father. So you don't get the accolades of being a father. You're upset that there's this man in photos with your child at his kindergarten graduation. Where were you, sir? There are no photos of you. You're upset that this person is at your child's games. Sir, where were you? Sis, you're upset that this other woman is braiding your daughter's hair. Sis, where are you? You're upset that this other woman is talking to your daughter about boys and schooling her on menstruation and ushering her through puberty. Sis, where are you? You cannot be upset about someone else marrying your ex, having children, or raising the children that you had with your ex when you're not doing it. You just can't be mad. I don't understand the mentality of being angry about that. You have absolutely no room of being angry about that. It's kind of like you being upset that someone else is doing your job, but you don't come in, you late all the time, you don't really do anything when you're there, and then you're upset that someone pretty much takes over your role. You had a choice. Because even if you decide, I don't want to be with this girl, I don't want to be with this man, you can still be a part of your child's life. So if there are photos of, if there's more photos out of your child with this other person than with you, whose fault is that? Is it their fault that they're taking more photos, or are you just not there to take the photos? If you're not there to take the photos, this is the point that I'm trying to make. If you're not physically there, you cannot be upset. You cannot be upset. You cannot be upset. Because if you're physically there, nothing can change the fact that you're that child's parent and mother of their father. And they're not going to ever confuse the two. They'll never confuse the two. Ever. There's no, and I also come from a perspective, not only of that as a single mother, but someone who was raised by a step parent and who also had a very, very inactive, absent parent. And I had a step parent who came in and did everything that person was supposed to do when they raised me, ushered me into adulthood, and assumed the role of grandfather for my grandchild because there was no one else there. That was who raised me. That's who I'm going to put as that father. If my father was there and he was there for prom and there for graduations and there for all this other stuff, he would have never had any comments to say about my stepfather. But he did, because he wasn't there. And it's and that whole anger about that's that's my son. That's not his real daddy. That's not his real mama. I'm his mama. All of that is saltiness. It's nothing but saltiness because you weren't physically there, because that person wasn't physically there. That's the only reason why they're cutting up. That's the only reason why they want to come in. They ain't said nothing to you. They ain't sent money for nothing. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to be around your kid. But the minute somebody comes in, they find out you get married. They find out you're living with somebody, or that even if you're dating somebody, then it's a problem. You can't be mad, bro. You can't be mad, sis. You weren't there. You weren't there. And move your meat, you lose your seed. If you're not there physically taking care of those responsibilities, they will be assumed by someone else. And I know it pains people to see that. Really? This girl done went off and had a baby by this dude, and there's another dude here want to take care of the baby? Yeah. People do that. It's called a step parent. And it's becoming more and more and more prevalent in our society, and people are going to have to get over it. If you don't want someone there, you need to try to establish a relationship with your child and with their parent. And if you can't keep the romantic relationship going with the person that you had a child with, there's space for self-reflection there, and there's also space for there's space to try to just to be cordial with the other parent and to actually take care of your child and to be there physically, because nothing can change the fact that you're that child's parent. Nothing. Nothing at all. And if you're an active parent, the child's not going to know anything else but you. This sounds like, if a sister, a dude wasn't taking care of responsibility, and the sister goes and gets a mentor from Big Brothers Big Sisters, how dare he be mad at her when he hasn't seen the child in 5, 6, 7 years? But I know men who've been upset about that. Got some dude mentoring my son. I'm his daddy. Why haven't you? Well, you haven't seen him in 5 years. You haven't seen him in the past 6 months. And you're upset that this sister is trying to get some kind of male guidance for him? I know it sounds great to be able to say that you somebody daddy. I know it sounds great to be like, yeah, I used to date her. But you can't be mad when someone else decides, I want to make her a wife. And I want to take care of this child as if they're my own. But now you're upset. You had the same opportunity. You did not want to do it. You didn't want to be with this person. Or you wanted to be with other people, and maybe the relationship, whatever happened, y'all's relationship isn't together. And if you're the person who's not physically present, and if you're the person who, and especially if you're not physically parent and present, and you ended the relationship, dude, you just can't be upset. You have absolutely no room to be upset. And so a lot of people are saying that, Ciara's wrong and Ciara's this. I still have yet to see Future's contribution. Secondly, I have yet to see Ciara badmouth Future. She's just moved on. She's just moved on in her relationship. I haven't seen her say anything negative about this guy. So it seems like there's just the pitchforks are out for this woman, because she became this stereotype that people love to put black women in. She was a single mother by this dude who had kids with some everybody. And I think it seems like people are upset that she was able to still create a nuclear family for her son. It's just that it's not his child's biological father for whatever reason. So like I said, move your meat, lose your seed. I don't really understand all of the backlash and the negativity that is being spewed at this woman, simply for dating, and for the person that she dated, deciding to do what a man is supposed to do. So that's my take on that situation. Like, people are asking me, and I know a lot of people were commenting on it. A lot of these people, not to say that they're wrong, they don't have children. And so I'm coming with a perspective of someone who was raised by a step parent, and who is a single mother, and who has had to deal with, the other parent being upset because, that there's another person physically taking ownership and responsibility for a child that they may or may not be taking care of. So that's my opinion. That's my view. Check me out at www.chosenwomb.com, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.